This is a penny, and this is a video about how you can turn one into 40 million YouTube views in a week. Which is exactly what Ryan did with his video series, I Survived on 1 penny for 1 week. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the most powerful things that he did to achieve this, and I believe that pretty much any YouTube creator can start using them in their content today, starting with an idea, and this is everything. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, of course he got loads of views. He survived a week on a penny. But actually, that's my first point, and it's one that you really need to consider. Epic success like Ryan has on YouTube is about trying to be more interesting and doing things that people might not have seen before. That's all Mr. Beast does, all Eric does. It's why they're so successful. The problem is, in many niches, there's not always tons of new information to make videos about, which means it's kind of hard to show people things that they've not seen before. But it definitely doesn't mean that it's not possible. You really just have to start thinking differently. To get the sort of attention that Ryan got, you need to be the channel in your niche that presents information in a new and exciting way. Now, of course, this is way easier said than done, and it's only really possible if you're an entertainment channel, right? Well, actually, no. I believe we could all think like Ryan, no matter what your channel or niche. Let me give you an example. I want you to imagine that Ryan's channel is actually about making money or finance. His entire project would have fit in as an educational video to a channel of that nature, because Ryan teaches you how to survive on small amounts of money, how to sell, how to buy, how to build rapport with people, and educates you on poverty. He doesn't tell you it's a lesson. But actually, this whole series was. The next reason Ryan got so many views was because he wrapped up his interesting idea in a title and thumbnail that almost made it impossible not to click on. I mean, just look at this. You are left with one question in your mind when you see this that forces you to click the video, and that is how? How has he gone from a penny to a bike? So the idea, the title, and the image all fill you with intrigue. Thumbnails and titles aren't just about getting noticed. It's about getting noticed and then creating a question in your potential viewer's mind that they really want to know the answer to, so they click. Look at this. I'll remake one of Ryan's thumbnails just with the intention of making it stick out. It just doesn't work as well, does it? On the original thumbnail, when you read the title, then see the sign and the bike, you think, well, how's he done that? And then the new one looks okay, but it's just lacking that depth. And then there's this genius title. Look how much of a difference it makes when you write the same title in slightly different ways. Which of those stands out to you more? Pause the video here and give this some time. Now, if you're like me, it's the one with the $sign and the unusual number, because the $sign stands for something that your brain recognizes fast, right? You just instantly know that this video is about money, and it just makes all the difference. Also, look how short that title is. You don't even have to move your eyes to read the thing. Imagine if it was longer and like this. It doesn't work, does it? Now, an idea is powerful and it will get clicks, but what happens after the click, well, that is just so important. And that's the story and the way that you tell it. Find a topic, focus on how to present that information in a more interesting way, and then turn it into a story. Here's a channel I spent an hour working with a few weeks ago, but that is their attention after they went and focused on a story to educate their viewers. So I could probably spend the next 4 hours talking about Ryan's storytelling techniques, but instead, I'll just give you some of the mega powerful ones he uses to try out for yourself. And to me, the thing that he does really well, and you should pay a ton of attention to this, and that is anticipation. That'll teach me to dress like Ryan. It's much better. Anyway, where was I? The way Ryan keeps you hooked is genius. There's not one point in any of his 6 videos in the entire series where you do not have a question that you want fulfilling in your mind. It means you always want to watch on. Let me give you an example. So the anticipation starts with his title. You want to know how he survived a week on a penny instantly. Then when you hit play, you find out pretty quick he plans to do it selling candy. Then you have another question. How is he going to get enough money selling peppermints to strangers to be able to buy food? And then when he shows you the answer to that, you're like, well, where's he going to sleep? And then he goes to a hotel to see how much a room for the night is, and you're like, well, how's he going to be able to afford that selling chocolates? At every point in the 6 videos, you have a question that you want answered in your mind, and the second it's answered, he plants another one in your head, even to the point where he meets some kids in the park and they invite him to their birthday party. Through the remainder of the video, there's these subtle hints that take you back to the invitation. So it's always on your mind, will he actually go to the stranger's birthday? And that, to me, is what made this entire series work so well. Every couple of minutes, a new story begins, and that makes you want to watch the next one. So if you're sitting there thinking this is tough, well, you'd be right. Yeah, it's definitely not beginner's stuff. I just want you to be aware of this and to start bringing elements of it into your next video. And even if you can only figure out one question to to sow into your viewers' minds, that's not a bad place to start either. And the next thing that brings this content up a level is the humour in it. But I want to pull your attention to one scene in particular where the editor takes some content that isn't funny and makes it funny in a really simple way. But here's the setup. Ryan's selling peppermints in the street and he says to this lady,
"I've got the best 4 peppermints for you."
Thank you.
Right there. Thank you so much.
Now you can imagine tons of footage of Ryan selling sweets in this video would get boring fast, and that's gonna crush his retention. So here, the editor steps in to save the day and makes the repetitive situation funny. And this is what happens next.
Right. Thank you so much. I'll give you 4 of the best peppermints. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
So what the editor has done there is picked up on the fact Ryan is repeating himself and makes it a feature by, in a really playful way, making Ryan out to be a liar. Which kind of makes it funnier because you feel like the editor is in on the joke with you and that you're laughing at Ryan together. YouTube videos like this need to keep advancing to tell the story, and if nothing interesting is happening, then you need to find a way to fix it. The next thing Ryan does requires me to tell you the story of my well. This is my well. I had it built in my courtyard when I was having the landscaping done because there's this great big Victorian water tank under here and you have to have some kind of access to it. And it would have meant I'd have had to have a huge dirty great manhole cover wrecking my nice new patio. So the landscaper said to me something and I've never forgotten it, and that is, if there's a problem, why not turn it into a feature? And that's how I ended up with a well. In fact, I've used it in this video. So you see right now, I'm wearing Ryan's outfit, but just before it cut to this, I was all in black. Now, stupidly, I forgot that I was supposed to dress like Ryan for the entirety of this video, and I shot the previous scene in my studio 2 weeks ago. So what do? Go back, set everything up, and film the whole thing again? Or do I turn the problem into a feature? So that's why I spilt a can of Pepsi on me. That's why I changed like Superman. The problem actually added to the story. And that's the next thing you can learn from Ryan's editor, who does that incredibly well. Ryan goes into a shop to ask the owner if he could wash their windows. Now the problem here was, the person he's talking to won't have a mic on them, so their replies would be muffled or impossible to make out. So they turn this problem into a feature like so.
Hey guys, how's it going? I was wondering if you guys wanted to...
Sir, don't move.
Oh
There's
my
a
gosh.
dragon.
Everybody stay calm! I got this! Pass me that sword! Pass me the sword! I'll slay this thing!
It's another moment when nothing interesting happens, but they found a way to keep it entertaining by making the issue a feature. And that's just so important on YouTube. Ryan's video without the moments like this that are just packed into it wouldn't have gotten the same traction. And as tough as it might be, as creators, we need to ask ourselves on a regular basis when making our videos, is this getting a bit dull? Or to put a more positive spin on it, how can I make this bit more interesting? You're wondering what's in the bag, aren't you? All right, well, I'll show you. Are you ready? Yeah, there's nothing in there. That's just one way to create some anticipation. Sorry. But to do any of this, you really need to work out what it is your viewers are interested in so you can come up with some awesome ideas, which this video here about how I started a brand new channel and got it monetized in 6 weeks will teach you how to do just that. But yeah, oh, bug.